Tonight, please help us find Owami, a family's emotional appeal. Good evening. We begin with a mother's desperate plea to find her missing daughter. Owami Davies was in a vulnerable state when she was last seen in Croydon. That was almost a month ago, and officers say they are deeply concerned for the 24-year-old student nurse. A third person was arrested today on suspicion of her murder, but police say it still remains a missing persons investigation. Well, as Helen Keenan reports, Owami's mother says every day she holds on to hope to get her daughter back. Next tonight, talks between City Hall and the government over a deal for TfL have come right down to the wire. The deadline passed, with transport bosses still haggling over the government's final offer. Our political correspondent Simon Harris is here now. Simon, you've been speaking to the Transport Secretary this afternoon, haven't you? What did Grant Shapps have to say? Because weren't we meant to have had an outcome by now?
Yes, he talked about the strings attached. Would driverless tube trains be a condition? What about changes to TfL's pension scheme? City Hall has admitted there are what it calls significant there. That could be politically quite tricky. But
Simon, thank you. Next tonight, the family of Archie Battersby lost their final legal battle with UK courts yesterday to continue the 12-year-old's life support. But once again, doctors delayed action due to another application to an overseas court. Our reporter who's been covering the story for us, Anna Geary. Detectives investigating the murder of Sam Brown in Walthamstow making a fresh appeal for witnesses. London's Violent Crime Task Force has a new boss, and you could say Rachel Williams has a significant job ahead of her. Already on the first day at work, she and her team were kept busy uncovering huge knives hidden in a playground in Camden. The question is, what can be done to reduce violent crime in the capital? Here's Rags Martel. Still to come tonight. But first, London's medal tally is creeping up at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. The fast-paced event of 3x3 basketball was included for the first time, and Team England dominated. The men won gold, while the women's team took silver, both prominently featuring players from the capital. Carrie Davies has been catching up with our victors. Now, my guest tonight says he's overcome countless barriers to achieve his dream. George Mafidon from Peckham has been named Young Engineer of the Year for his work on a new electric car. He's also the founder of a charity which helps disadvantaged young people also achieve their dreams. He's very busy, isn't he, George? Not too busy for us. Thank you, George, for coming in to talk to us. Listen, congratulations on the award, Young Engineer of the Year from the Royal Academy of Engineering, but also this as well. What's this one here?
Exactly. So this is the Sir George Macfarlane Award, and this was essentially in memory of an engineer who helped to set up the Royal Academy of Engineering.
Wow.
One of the fellows, and he was a public servant, and I've always seen myself as a humanitarian engineer.
Listen, engineering was always your dream, but it is an incredibly difficult field to get into, and you talked there before about the barriers, you know.
So it was like, let's try and take some initiative, and the car and race, I'll be outside of the car and essentially help to build it. So yeah, engineering.
Wow. Now, am I right? You are the youngest member of a commission set up by Sir Lewis to increase diversity in motorsports.
Yeah, everything that we're doing at Motives, the mission that we're all on, and improving representation.
I've got to show this picture. You say it's like a brother. Look at this picture. Diversity within the sport, within motorsport. I mean, it's your dream, isn't it, to work in Formula One? But it is still seen by so many people, it's just this incredibly elitist sport. Thank you so much for coming to talk to us. I mean, you're just super talented.
Thank you.
Now, Netflix is launching one of its anticipated new shows in the capital tonight. Oh, The Sandman is a new show mixing myth and fantasy that is based around the iconic DC comic series. So you can expect lots of fans tonight at the premiere, which is at the BFI South Bank, where our reporter Anila Dami. Oh, Sandman looks good, doesn't it? Time for the weather now. Here's Philippa. And finally tonight, ain't no mountain high enough for this 21-year-old. Richmond's Adriana Browley has become the youngest female to conquer K2, one of the most challenging climbs in the world. It joins an impressive list of 10 of the world's highest peaks Adriana has conquered, including Mount Everest last year. Sangeeta Kandola reports. Well-deserved rest first, I'm sure. And that is it from us for now. We're back with the latest after ITV News at 10. The ITV Evening News is up next. But from me and the rest of the London team, bye-bye.